All right, so there really isn't too much. If you have the game running, this is not, folks. Welcome to the Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza one-shot live tutorial. I'm PMC Trilogy. Hi YouTube. If you got the game running, this tutorial is not going to go over configuration stuff. Feel free to reach out to me about configuration stuff. Getting the game to run consistently is half the battle. I recommend seeking out the version of the game that is available on the collection chamber. That's the one that's the easiest to get right now. And then from there, you know, find the best solution. I do recommend not using DXWND with this particular game because it will increase the load times substantially. And since we all know that RTA is better than IGT, you know, you want to also value your time. If you want to spend an extra 3 minutes on every run, then, you know, by all means, you know, enjoy that human experience. But if you want to run the game faster, then I would say avoid DXWND. There is a command line option that will get the game to run windowed. So I would use a batch file to launch the game in that manner. At this time, we don't really do anything in terms of changing bindings for the controls. I haven't done anything in that space. Everything I keep pretty standard, and everything's pretty standard here. WSD, jump space, crouch left control. A few of these will come up. Like run will be, of course, will be running. The Zippo lighter will be useful in one particular place. The radio will be useful in a particular place. And then you want to know how to switch to your weapons. Also, you'll have multiple weapons in your primary weapon slot and multiple weapons in your secondary weapon slot, and you just got to hit the button multiple times to switch through to those. But that's about it for all this stuff. Again, reload, R, activate, F, pretty standard stuff. UMAP later. Yeah, so if you have a mouse 4, mouse 5, you can do stuff like that by all means. Yeah, L is kind of inconvenient, isn't it? I could probably do better than L. But at this point, I have like muscle memory for it, and I don't know. L for lighter. What could possibly go wrong? You know, I'm so used to just suffering controls, just taking those L's. It's kind of my life, but anyway, let's get started here. New game. Of course, we play this on easy. There is a auto splitter available for this. It needs some things fixed. It is not perfect. I will point out those things. Obviously, I don't have splits during this tutorial because we're not worried about splits. But just to let you know, there is an auto splitter. It still needs some... at the time of this tutorial, it has a few small issues, but it mostly works. I use it. The two issues is that there are 2 levels that are only cutscenes, and you have to unsplit on those. So anyway, let's get going here. When you start up the game, there are 3 cutscenes that we're going to get through. So just hit escape. They have to fade in.
Hi, man.
And then once you see it fade out, you actually gain control before the fade in. So I already walked a bunch before even getting over here. It's like, because we spawn out all the way over here, but really you can just hold forward and run during the fade in after you cancel that last cutscene. So the most important trick, and I'll be talking about this as we get through the whole tutorial, but the most important trick is the door clip. Great. So we're gonna have our first example of a door clip here. There are 2 ways to do a door clip, but here's the basic gist of it. You want to be in the corner of a door where the door meets the door frame. I mean, obviously this is an elevator, but except that it's a door frame. That's fine. There are 2 ways that you want to do this. You're always going to be sprinting into the door frame. And so you can do it either with your back to the door frame or with your side to the door frame. And then again, you want to sprint into it. So for example, this one, I always put my back to it and then hit, and you will get an angle that's right about here. Oh boy, ready, see? This is, what? Am I at the wrong one? Excellent tutorial. This is why you do live shot tutorials. Well, I guess I'm going to edit this for YouTube. Am I at the wrong elevator? No, this is right. You can also do it with your body into it, to the right. Oh, it's a vibrating thing? All right. Let me, do I actually need to restart the game then? Excellent start to the tutorial here. I will say that this game is not 100%, it's relaunched to fix. Okay, this game is not 100% stable. There are some issues. I've had a pretty good luck with getting it to run, but once in a while I have a crash. Let me just peace out on this. Great. I should have my splits open in the background. I'm just gonna close those right now. So I guess that's an example of a thing that can go wrong. I actually remember when I did this game at ESA, I think it was at ESA, where I like checked the sound levels right before going live, and then I tried to relaunch the game to avoid crashes, and that was actually apparently the exact wrong thing to do. All right, so again, that's one cutscene, that's two cutscenes. That's three cutscenes, and then as soon as these fade out, forward, and then hold run. And then again, you want to put your, yeah, so there you see, I did it first try, now that the game isn't broken. I had my back to the door frame, I sprinted backwards into the door frame, and then it put me through the elevator door, and then you just press F to pay respects to the elevator. Jump forward here. As soon as that guy like turns around, you can hit escape to cancel the cutscene. The thing, like the soonest thing you can do besides mashing here, sometimes when you're mashing cutscenes in some of these, if you mash too quickly, you'll get a menu that you don't want. Oh, I always just jump there. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually necessary. I do it just to get out of the other. So you do need to pick up this pistol. If you try to go up to the door here, don't fight anyone. Just run. It is marginally faster to,
ladies and gentlemen,
to do diagonal movement in this game. You'll just need to get a feel for it. Diagonal movement is something that came pretty recent, and it's really just useful in parts and pieces. So up here, there are two strategies you can do. You do need to hit this fire alarm to continue.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
The one old strategy you can do is to use this axe. I like using the axe just because it makes it easy to get ammo. I'm going to show you why this axe is necessary. Yeah, axe is also fun. It's just the other thing. Oh no, that's the wrong. The axe hitbox is weird. Usually you want to open up pretty early. So I'm going to kill these guys. Normally you would just run past these guys, but I'm going to kill them just because I want to show something. Wow. That guy thinks he's tough as nails. All right, so here's the deal. The reason we bring the axe is because these boards can only be destroyed with an axe. If you shoot them, it does not work. So that's that. However, you can do an alternate thing. I just want to point out. So right here, there is a door, and you can clip through this door. This door doesn't open normally, but you can clip through it. On some of these doors, this isn't the case with the other, but some of these doors, it's good to crouch after doing the door clip because you'll still be partially stuck in the door. And so doing that will kind of get you out of the door successfully. Sometimes you might clip back. Anyway, so this will also let you skip this. Right now, I still prefer axe, but it's a good thing to be aware of. It's also technically safer, of course, because you'll skip those two guys. But then, you know, you got to make sure that your ammo is good. So once you get through that, if you have the axe, just press 1 to drop the axe and pull out the machine gun. And then you want to run down to this cutscene over here. Also, make sure you reload, because when you first pick up the machine gun, you won't have a full clip, and you'll always want to reload as you're running to this next section. All right, so here is a cutscene. Skip it with escape immediately. Oh, and die. See, I'm explaining. Just assuming they won't kill me. All right, let's just run through that again just to see what it looks like. This is an excellent live tutorial. So do that, grab that. Do you have to be in a 45-degree angle to get full speed? I think that is correct, to get full speed. Cyanide, who is in chat, knows more about that than I do. This is a pretty recent find. It's not like a huge speed increase, but I do believe it is like confirmed faster. So you can see there, I pretty much cleaned up on him. And I reload the gun. F6 is quick save. So here, you need to make this guy run. A note about gun combat in this game. Guns are pretty inaccurate after like the first 2 bullets. You'll see the spray pattern is pretty wild. But headshots do count. Headshots do matter, and so lots of times if you can get headshots, do it. That guy has a lot of health. Boss enemies have a ton of health, so that guy, it's still going to be better to cutscene kill that guy. There'll be exceptions to that rule later. This is what health looks like. I recommend grabbing it. In order to end this level, that guy has to be dead. You need to grab the lighter and the radio. You can just walk over them. You don't have to... And then you have to get this square and then hit F on this guy to get the dialogue line that'll end the level. And then exit out of the cutscene. This is one of the cutscene levels, so if you're using the auto splitter, you need to hit back at this point. Okay, so this is the bomber level. Come through here, destroy these guys, but don't worry about it. Follow the bomber. You want to be as... if you get in front of him, that's really good. There are enemies here that will always spawn. One there. There's going to be 2 guys around this corner. You can jump over the bomber. See there, I got some good headshots. The bomber is going to keep running. If you need health, there's health here. And then if you're playing this level casually, the game wants you to pick up the pliers that the bomber has and then go back and defuse all of the bombs that the bomber set. But you don't need to do that. All you got to do is walk up these stairs and clip through this door. Again, I'm putting my side into the door and then walk up the stairs, and that's the end of the level. Okay, so here we're going to do another skip. This one is one of the weirder fence skips. I'm going to do it with my... Okay, so this level will happen twice in the game. That section of fence that I'm looking at is a section of fence that's going to have a door in it in a later level, but it has weird properties that you can clip through it right now. And I usually do this, and I kind of put my angle a little bit to the left, and then I'll put me through the gate, and then you just run to this door and end the level. There is a cutscene there you have to skip. All right, if you need health, this is a pretty easy one, pretty reliable one too to grab. We're gonna do a bunch of door clips. So again, my left side into there. Generally speaking with doors, the thicker the door frame is, the easier it is to get through the door. This one you can clip through, but it's easy enough to just make this guy open it and then unload on his face. I'm gonna open that one, run down here. There's a flashbang here. You don't need to fight those guys. There is a bomb right here. So if you come through here and shoot and you suddenly die and the screen goes white, you know that you hit the bomb. So be careful about that. You do have to kill that guy so that that goes open, and then you jump down here, head to the right, and that's the end of the level. Skip the cutscene. Okay, so here you need to crouch down and then continue forward. There's a drop here. So if you're watching this tutorial and you're a glitch finder, you should know that it is possible to use this area to clip up onto the wall of these vents, but it isn't real. Like, it's super unreliable. I once spent 20 minutes trying to do it, and I got it once. Ordinarily, what you're gonna do is just sit here and watch the guys run around. And once this door will be open. Once this door closes, then you can get down and you can open it. If you hit that vent before the door closes, you will suffer an instant death. So don't do that. But if you are a glitch hunter, it is possible to get down here earlier, but it's deeply unreliable. So if you if you want to try and figure that out, God bless. But yeah. Right, the moment they unspawn is the reference. So the door closing is the reference that's visible to the player. It's the one I use. All right, so up here, you are going to need to kill everyone. Hook around to the right. Again, go for headshots if you can. This is a little boss fight. One of these enemies will have a lot of health. Again, on that fade-in, remember, there's a lot of fade-ins where you're going to be able to walk during the fade-in. So that's you want to get used to walking during that. So again, aim for headshots, open that door, press F on this guy's corpse while you're talking because you need to activate a cutscene. Skip the cutscene. Skip the walkie-talkie call. So walkie-talkie calls are actually an important subject. With walkie-talkie calls, there are certain points in levels where, so that one was an example where you got a walkie-talkie as soon as you came out of a cutscene. So that one, you're not moving. There's going to be a walkie-talkie call in a second where you are moving. Are tap firing headshots good? Yeah, if that's reliable for you. I usually go for burst fire. That's kind of my take, but maybe tap fire is better. I would say just get a feel for it. I think certainly full auto is not going to be helpful. Controlled spray is not my recommendation. So anyway, we're walking to the end. Up here, right around this bush, so I'm going to hop into it and then skip it. And so that way I'm still moving as I'm canceling the walkie-talkie call.
This is Sergeant Al Powell of the Los Angeles.
So here, this is a really finicky one. I usually put my right into it, and then again, you want to look for the right angle, crouch, and then get through it. And that's the very short level. Okay. This is a good health kit to get before this next part because you're gonna do a lot of fighting up here. All right, so we need to talk about Shorter John theory. In this game, there are certain walls that you have glass panes in them that you can shoot out. And what you can do is you can crouch, try to stand in this, and then slide out, and you become Shorter John. Shorter John is stuck close to the ground, and you move faster, so it's cool. In this level, you do have to escort this boy, so that's, you're stuck like that. The thing that you need to do in this particular level is just murder all these guys as quickly as possible so that Argyle moves faster. A note about Argyle, you can use him to boost you forward. It will kill you at one particular location that I'll point out. But yeah, again, going for little burst headshots on guys. If you get too close to where enemies spawn, it'll delay the spawn. So I tend to stand at certain spots to avoid that happening. So for example, up here, I'm gonna stand right here and wait for a guy to come around this corner because I know I need to kill that guy. It's a good idea too to pick up bullets as you're coming around here. And I know this guy comes around too, so I kill him. And then we're pretty much home free from there. You need to then open up this, hit that button there, and then you're pretty much home free once you come into here. I just got to wait for the thing to end. Cool. So similar to the walkie-talkie, you can jump past this door here to skip that cutscene. It is possible to walk around and skip this cutscene, but it isn't worth it time-wise. So you can just run forward there, get through here. There's another walkie-talkie right here. You can jump forward. And then up here, there is a forklift. All you need to do is just shoot this guy in the head a few times. And then you can wait for this. You're not going to kill these two guys up here. You want to avoid killing them because that's going to prevent further enemy spawns further in the level. So just run through here. This is a good place to grab health. And then this door would be opened by the enemies that we haven't spawned, so we're going to have to clip through that door ourselves. And then from here, we're just going to run to where we need to be. This door is unlocked, but you want to clip through it because it's going to avoid a cutscene. And that's going to save us a lot of time. You can clip through that door as well, but this one doesn't really save you quite as much. And then through here, you can get through all of these real quick. You're going to drop down there, but you can just go for it. It's pretty easy, and then hitting that vent ends the level. One thing I want to talk about real quick. I haven't talked too much.
Terrorist movement south side.
Oh, that's a cop. That's funny. I didn't know that. All right. Just close the door.
Terrorist movement
All right.
south side
Anyway,
Nakatomi.
so I want to talk about stamina. The way I handle stamina in this game generally is tapping sprint. It's kind of like tapping sprint. It's kind of like GTA. You know, you can get much longer sprint by tapping it. There is that bar, the lung meter in the bottom left-hand corner. That is a stamina thing. But typically, I will show a technique a little bit later for refilling your stamina in an emergency. But for now, right now, you can pretty much pulse stamina and get what you want. Right here, there's another walkie-talkie call. And then we just make our way. This door, we're supposed to do a whole thing to unlock this door, but we can just clip through it. Again, doors with thicker door frames tend to be easier to clip through. This door is unlocked, but there's a ton of enemy spawns. And in particular, not only are there a bunch of enemy spawns, but if we didn't clip through that door, there would be a guy behind this door blocking the way. So despawning him really saves us some time, besides also getting rid of some enemies. Up here, there's a flashbang. Look up. So we're going to scrape along this wall. And when we scrape along this wall, it's going to activate a spawn for two guys up here. Normally what we're supposed to do is hook around here, come up here, watch this guy die, and then come back and see that this is opened. But by scraping along that interior wall, we're able to immediately go down here to the next level. Walkie-talkie here. So here, I bring out my lighter before I clip through this door. These door clips are a little finicky, so don't feel too bad about it. And anyway, the reason I bring out my lighter is just because this hallway sucks in the dark. You could probably figure it out, but I don't know. And anyway, put it away. Another door clip. Get through there. So here, this is a very weird gate. And my favorite way to do this is to put myself in this position and then sprint backwards. But it's very finicky. So you can see there, I got through. You need to hit this vent wheel. And then the easy way to get back through here is to put your back to that wall and then get up here. A few notes. I already did this once. But you can see that shooting cops is an instant game over. And we're about to encounter 3 cops that will shoot you, but you can't shoot them. So don't shoot them, okay? There is a terrorist right here. We're gonna ignore him. Also, that gas will hurt you, so watch out for that. So you just gotta kind of hold this L. I mean, what do you know? They're cops. They just shoot. All right, so we got through that. We're making our way. This gate up here, you can clip through, and we are going to do that. It's super weird. Sometimes it just sends you the other way. I usually like to get a 90-degree angle and then face like a little away is kind of my trick. But sometimes I also just end up kind of like noodling back and forth to get through it. It's very consistent. Crouch through there. All right, so time for my least favorite trick in the game. So I always quick save before this one. So you can sprint up this slope. And the way to do it is really to get the right angle looking up and then hold down sprint going up this slope. So you want to find a cue to really lock it in. And then you want to hold down shift and just hold down forward and go up the slope. and you hopefully get up there quick. If you don't have a fast speed, here's the thing. You can see the stamina meter, right? When the stamina meter turns yellow, you no longer go fast enough to actually get all the way up the thing. You'll fall down and die, which is why I recommend quick saving before doing that. But if you look at if you're facing the right direction upwards, you should get a pretty quick climb like the one you just saw in this tutorial. And that's what you want to get. Ideally, you're not going to lose a lot of stamina going up that hill. This one always has just 2 health, but you know, after dealing with those cops, chances are you're probably low on health. And this brings us to the next level. All right, so jump off here, get through this door. A guy will come up here with a big rifle. Grab that rifle. If you really, really need health, this is a good place to grab extra health. I always switch back to my MP4 here because there's extra guys here. That guy will be pushing the crate, so you don't have to deal with him right away. And if you get through here quickly enough, you don't have to fight him at all. Clip through this door. And then head up the stairs. There is a walkie-talkie conversation at the top step here. I missed it. I didn't jump quickly enough, but that top step there, the first time you go up this stairwell, you want to get that. There will be a man waiting for you. Greet him kindly. Grab this. So the reason you want to grab this rifle here is that it's 5.56 ammo. And the 5.56 ammo is also used for the stair AUG. And so that's really useful because this weapon is something we'll use at a few points. Oh yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I'm gonna try and remember to bring that up at the last rooftop level because I know that's a point where Cyanide has to quick save, quick load. Remind me to bring that up there because I know that's one that he does. All right, so we just run down the hallway, and then the first door on the right here will be the one that we want to go to.
All units be advised.
Okay, so now we got a nice combat level. Again, you want to aim for headshots. There's a guy to my right. I'm going to ignore him, and then also lets me avoid the flashbang. Oh boy. So here we can clip through some of these doors, and the reason that we want to do that is it avoids spawns. So like, for example, I can go back through this, right? Or if I open it, it causes these guys to spawn. So you can avoid 2 spawns by getting a door clip real quick. And then also will save you some health as well. Always go left here because those guys are going to try to flashbang you. If you lost a lot of health coming through here. Well, okay, so right now this door is locked. And the game wants you to go through this other room, but there are a bunch of spawns in that room, so you want to clip through there. Yeah, some of those guys spawn regardless. This is a great place to grab health if you really need health. This gray door after clipping through the double doors. This next door here only has 1 enemy behind it, so I usually never bother clipping through it. I just kill the guy, or you can even ignore him, really. If you miss him, he doesn't really chase you too much. All right, so we're going to have a boss fight up here. Jump into here, because there's a cutscene. Oh. Yeah, you got to wait for the cutscene to start. You want to grab his weapon. Okay, so I want to make a few notes about this boss fight. Right now, what I did was I killed him before he had a chance to run away. And I got a lot of headshots on him. You can also use your 5.56 ammo. You can use the other rifles to do it as well, since those weapons do more damage. I like to just go for the headshots. It's kind of my thing. So if he runs all the way over here, he'll get behind these boxes, and then you can instant kill him by shooting those gas canisters. And then that'll open up these doors, and then you can just walk out this way. And you'll fight a bunch of guys on the way. I recommend fighting them using this weapon. So that'll get you through here. And then the exit is back here. You can clip through this door before doing the boss fight, but it does not let you proceed. So you do have to do the boss fight. Okay, so this is supposed to be a tutorial mission, but we're able to skip this guy.
Don't shoot me.
Oh. So, yeah. Now, you do have boards here, because the idea is the game wants you to go find an axe to cut these down so you can escort this man. But you're just going to leave him behind. There's a walkie-talkie there, but of course you can't jump through it, so, you know, rest in peace. I don't think that we can do it. So you want to get this door with the door frame, or I mean this door with the door frame, the door with the handle, excuse me. And then you want to clip through that, shoot the window, and then hit the button, and now it's be the end of the level. Shoot the window, come in here. This door will be open. The game wants you to go around this way to meet up with an NPC that you'll escort, but you'll want to clip through here instead. Walk into here. Now, this is an important step. You need to open this door as soon as possible. As soon as you open that door, it activates a trigger. It's going to activate the NPC. And you'll see this boy, he is coming. Oh, Lord. There he goes. And so what's going to happen as soon as he gets over here, it's going to start this sequence where he's going to try and open the elevator doors. And then... Actually, do we know if this is timed or if you have to kill a certain number of people? I think it's just timed. But you can stand here and wait for him to kill people. I mean, wait for him to open the doors. I usually kill like 4 guys. Is it enemy based? Okay. Yeah, so you have to kill a certain number of people. And I wait for 1 more guy. So it's like 1, 1, 2 together. And then I kill all of them. And he's like, oh, I got it. And then once he says that, you want to jump over him, run, jump, crouch, get in the corner, mash crouch, and then you can go down, you can run down this elevator while also mashing crouch to go down faster, and that gets you to the end of the level. An extra note about that whole sequence is that you can wait for him to fall down in the cutscene. There's a cutscene that I just skipped by doing it the way I did. Don't worry if you get that cutscene. Yeah, the level is still completable, even if you have to wait for the elevator to go down. It's a little finicky getting through that corner by crouching past the elevator, but it's worth doing once you get it quickly. And I say it's reasonable to get it consistent enough to not have the elevator guy die. But when you're jumping over him, you do need to be crouched in order to fit into the elevator doors. So this level is called In the Vents. We will not be in the vents. So you're supposed to go into the vents that way, but this locked door we can just clip through. Usually I do right side into the door frame. Yeah, as you can see there, usually I like to be at a 90-degree angle, and then if I'm having trouble getting through of it, I just tilt slightly away from the door frame. That's kind of my approach. And you can see that's why you crouch. But that's usually my approach is I try to get a perfect 90 degrees and then I just tilt slightly away. And that's usually good for me. If you're low in health here, you can walk around the kitchen and grab that health. A note about stamina. I think I meant to mention this earlier. Let me see if I can just like run around for a bit and lower my stamina. So I'm going to try and lower my stamina intentionally by just holding down shift. You can see there my stamina's going down because I'm holding down shift like an irresponsible clown. And so once you have lower stamina, you can like wait for forever for it to respawn. But if you go up to walls and then hold down shift and just tap into the wall, you can see there it refills your stamina pretty much instantly. So if you find yourself in a place where you need stamina, for example, that slope from the sewers, you can just walk up to the wall, hold shift, and then tap into the wall. You know, so there, I was holding down shift and I was tapping A, you know, to go left into the wall. Oh, is it just anywhere? I thought it had to be certain walls. Yeah, I find walls are usually where I do it. But anyway, this is the end of the level. So here's another place where you can do short John.
Listen up, guys. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the
So now you just need to get over here and kill this guy. And that'll activate the cutscene. You can then skip the cutscene, skip the walkie-talkie, get over here, hit the elevator button to open the doors, click on the chair, and then if you can clip through here, that's good. It's not necessary. So if you're able to clip through there and get away from the door, you can avoid these enemy triggers on the other side of the door. Otherwise, you could just shoot some of these guys. You just need to get over to this door. You don't even have to fight them.
In position. Heading in.
Okay.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, man. What is my walkie-talkie button? All right, wait. I'm going to restart this level. What do I have walkie-talkie set to? Usually, you want to pull out your walkie-talkie there. All right, we're going to restart this. So,
Heading in.
oh.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, no, that's
I'm
bad.
the good guy.
It's okay, guys.
All right.
This is Roy.
Oh, you can actually menu during this.
Out here. You know
That's
your way
funny.
around.
All right.
Show us the
So
way
this
around.
little bit here, the intended
yeah,
thing you're
sure
supposed to
thing.
do is show your badge to these guys. But like that's super slow, and then you'd have to clip through the door, and that door is really finicky to clip through.
In position.
So there's two things you can do. You can either fire your gun,
Who the hell are you?
and they'll get really mad at you. And then you can run up here, and the exit to the level is right here. So you can just click there. You are supposed to be able to do this with a walkie-talkie. Am I a dummy? Probably, yes. Radio. X. Okay. Oh. Alright, that's weird. Hey, Cyanide, are you still here? Hmm. All right, well, this is one way you can do it. Yeah, okay, so you're supposed to be able... There is a way to do that with walkie-talkie. Unfortunately, the guy... Cyanide doesn't seem to be here, so you can just use the gun trick. I will have to figure out that walkie-talkie thing there. This is a good
Sir?
tutorial.
Sir.
So you got a bunch of cutscenes you can skip here. That is an example of a fade where you can walk forward and to the right to get moving faster.
McLean, get him.
There are two guys here. You want to headshot both of them? Yeah, I was mashing X trying to pull it out, and it was not working. I don't know, maybe if you need to change the button input or something. So hooking around to the right here, you got to clip through this door. I know there is an issue with like a timing window for being able to pull that out. Come around to the right, kill these guys, jump into this cutscene, cancel out the Bill Clay dialogue, open the door, cancel the walkie-talkie, and then hit the door. This is supposed to be the whole part with the movie where you shoot the glass, but we don't need to do that. Just clip through the door. I recommend just finding a side to each of these clips that works best for you. A lot of these doors are you can do either side, really. Shoot that. So this is a little office maze that you got to go through. If you need health, you can go through there. There's a bathroom that'll have health for you. Most of the enemies back here are despawned, but that one always still spawns anyway. And then you can clip through this door to avoid 2 extra rooms over there. And then your feet will suddenly be bloody for some reason.
I'm dying.
Walkie-talkie there. There are still some enemies here. That guy will throw a flashbang, but you just want to run towards him. Right, we stepped in glass somewhere along the way. Okay, well that guy... See you later, buddy. Oh. So here we're just basically running to the end of the level because that's all we're doing here. We're trying to find a bathroom so that John can heal his feet. And then to exit the end of the level, you just gotta open up this health tray. This is just 3 cutscenes. If you're using the auto splitter, you'll need to unsplit like right here because that's just a cutscene level. Continue healing up if you need it. Skip the walkie-talkie. Okay, so time for a cool trick that isn't just a door clip. We need to use toilet paper. So Here, you want to jump up onto this toilet. It can be a little finicky. I recommend, like, don't walk into it. I just walk up to it, stop pressing towards it, and then jump towards it. Sometimes it's easier for me to get it in the corner. The game's collision has to push you up. Yeah, so you can see there, I'm like, yeah. So I recommend just jumping and kind of moving diagonally towards the pole here and the toilet. Like, don't try to jump straight head on to the toilet. I think if you do it at an angle, that's usually what works best for me. If Albert has any sort of wisdom, then please share it. And then once you're on the toilet, just press crouch once, just tap it, and you'll notice that your collision box changes and you get real close to the toilet paper. Once that happens, your properties have changed, kind of like Short John, but a little different. So now you want to run to this door. Oh man, that guy. Yeah, you kill that guy. And so now we're gonna just run into this corner. Just put your face into it. Tap crouch once, and then look at the exit sign and keep holding forward. And you should be able to clip back in bounds. Maybe. Oh boy. There you go. Usually it happens much quicker than that, but yeah. So basically you're just changing your collision box to skew through that. It's a little angle dependent. My cue is usually to look at the exit sign. I find that's pretty consistent for me, but certainly experiment with it and find what you like best. Okay, so now we're going to run through here. A note about this level, you can clip through these doors to avoid some enemy spawns if you want. I usually don't do it, but you can. All right, so you need to open this door, shoot the papers, jump onto here, and then what you need to do is to jump and then sprint. Jump and then sprint. And that's what you got to do in order to get up there. And then clip through these doors as normal. The lasers do not hurt you. The lasers are not real. That guy is thinking about his life. Here's more health if you need it. And then on to the next level. Okay, cool. So, here, just hook around to the left.
He's in here.
That guy, you do want to kill this guy because he will follow you if you do not kill him. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sai, you're back now. I wanted to ask you, I was trying to show off the SWAT skip with the walkie-talkie. Is there anything in particular? Because I couldn't get the walkie-talkie to come out in that level. I don't know if there's a particular trick to that. If you can share that in the chat, I would be very appreciative. Right as it's loading. Okay. So if you hit it too late, you don't get walkie-talkie out and you have to use the gun instead. Is that the idea? Okay. All right. So there you go. That's the answer. If you want to hit your walkie-talkie button as the level's loading, if you don't get it, use the gun. You lose a little bit of time, but it's fine. Okay. So here, I'm going to try and show off 3 ways of doing this. If you're a glitch hunter and you like finding setups, pay attention to this part. It is possible to clip through this right away. It is unreliable. You can use these, like these parts of the door frame. Like normally you roll off them, but like once in a blue moon, the game will just let you do a normal door clip off of them. I have looked for ways to do this consistently. I have not had much luck, but if you're a glitch hunter and you want to try and do it, it is possible. I would say it's like, I consider it like 5%, but again, it is very finicky. But if you can find a way to clip through here immediately, that would save us time. It would be great. I would love it. Yeah, you can see there, I'm even like clipping into the door a little bit, but it's not enough to get through. So it is possible to clip right through here, but for speedrun purposes, for single segment purposes, it's not going to work. And from there, there's 2 other methods that we can use. I'm going to show off the older method first, which is you walk down here, clip through this door, open the door, and then run back up. And you'll discover that that has opened the door. And then you can end the level normally. So that's cool. But let's say that you're cool and you want to try a more fancy trick. What you can do is jump up onto this railing, drop down here. Oop. I am in the sky over here. What? That was interesting. All right, well, fascinating. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Okay, so here's what you want to do. Jump up onto the railing, drop down onto the blue barrel, and then much the same way. Yeah, I was like floating in the sky over there. Much in the same way that we did the toilet paper clip, just crouch into this, and you'll notice that your hitbox falls in the same way. It skews. And then run back around, go up the ramp. This hasn't unlocked the door, but what you can do is just sort of sprint into the door. And if you just sprint into the door, you'll eventually just sort of melt through. It's sideways? It's always sideways? Okay. There you go. Is there a particular way? Because I know when I watch you do it, I feel like you usually like go diagonally into it. I'm very much used to doing the door clip trick. Yeah, so there you go. So you'll eventually melt through the door. You gotta work on the getting that. Is hold left? Oh, hold left and back. Okay, so there I was holding forward and left. So. All right, yeah, so anyway, that gets you through. That's another way of doing it, and you can still end the level as normal. Kill these two guys, and there you go. And all you gotta do to end the level is just climb up this ladder and then the next ladder, and you're home free. So this is a little auto-scroller sequence. You're stuck on this elevator. All the enemies that are gonna try to shoot you will appear in these sets of elevator doors over here. You can just hang out here and think about what you've done. And that's pretty much the end of it. It's going to take like 50 seconds, and we're just going to wait for... there'll be a grate up here that we're waiting for, and then we'll use that to get through. Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to rely on your pets to do. Yeah, this is an excellent... This is always a good point in the run to check Twitter. Make some good tweets. Check Discord. Yeah, think about what you've done with your life. And so there we're waiting for, and you just want to go up there and jump and hit F. And there you go. All right, so this is a bit of combat up here. There's a guy at the top. Sometimes he'll glitch out and you can shoot him. Some of these enemies you can try to run around. Ideally, you just want to go for the headshots. All right, so let's say you're like me and you lost a lot of health there. Up here, that's the way to continue the level, but right here you can turn left and there is health available to you. So that's good health if you're really low, because there will be some combat up here, so you want to be prepared. A note about this guy, if you can kill him before he gets up there, it will, I think, before he opens the door, it will prevent some enemy spawns, I think. It doesn't happen very often, and I wouldn't say count on it. Otherwise, if you don't kill that guy, he usually hides out here and will try to shoot you from there. So at this point, what I usually do is pull out my big gun, because you're going to have to fight Carl. Carl is a meaty boy with a lot of health. And then run up here. And then a guy's gonna run out at you. And then you need to kill the two guys in here. That guy, if you go in too close, that guy in the back will throw a flashbang. You do have to kill these enemies in order to proceed with the level. That is required to kill these two guys. You can't just run in here and go up to the door. But once you kill them, go up to the door. If you need health after that fight, there is health this time in this level, which is very useful. Okay, so here's a clip. Go up here, sprint into the bar, and it'll put you through the fence. A note there, some people, when playing this game, have... the one thing I've tested as well is clipping through the door, so you don't have to do... Oh, yeah. You can clip through that first door at the top of the stairs to avoid the cutscenes. That is... Yes, you can do that. Some people, when playing this game, have an issue where when you do that clip and you fall to the ground, you will get stuck in the ground. If you do a quick save, quick load, it will unstick you from the ground. We do not know at this time what causes it, because it never happens to me. Open the door, grab the fire hose, and then jump off this part of the roof. And then skip the cutscene. Okay, so you can use your gun to push yourself back, and then you want to jump and hold crouch to get into the windowsill there. And then you want to run towards this door. I always clip through this edge here. If you clip through the other edge, it creates some spawns that you don't need to deal with. So always clip through that edge of the door. Whoop. Oh, god damn it. I keep doing this wrong. This is usually not a hard one. There you go. Okay, cool. All right, so you want to get through here, just run through the fire, dance into the fire. Okay, so some of these doors you can clip through to avoid enemy spawns. I generally don't do that except for one particular door, but if you're really low on health and you want to do it, you can do it. Oh boy. So a note here, I'm going to kill these guys on the other side of this door. Actually, here's an example. So on the other side of this door, I'm going to make a save here. There are 3 dudes, and they're all like super mad at you. But if you do clip through it, you are able to avoid that. They're all gone. You can grab some health, have some beers, cold one with the boys. Usually what I do is I am running through here at a full sprint, and I just open the door normally and ignore them. That's my approach, but you can avoid them by clipping through the door. That guy's in your way, so you pretty much have to kill him. That guy I ignore. This guy I ignore. He's pretty obsessed with that helicopter. This guy you can kill. I usually just go straight for this door clip. This door clip is essential. I would always do that one. The reason I would always do that door clip is because there is an enemy who would spawn with a machine gun, like right up here. Very deadly, high accuracy, a huge pain in the butt. I hate it. Usually, okay. Well, that's an example of how not to do that fight. There you go. You can grab some health here. And then that's the end of the level. All right, so now we're on to the final level. There's 2 regular guys here. I recommend doing a lot of quick saves here, just because some of these enemies are boss enemies. They have a lot of health, and they have very powerful guns.
Fucking robbery?
That guy's a regular enemy. So what's going to happen here when we go down is that we're going to activate a cutscene. That is Hans Gruber taking Holly hostage, but it will also activate another boss enemy who will try to come at us from behind. I usually go back and take care of him right away. It is also, though, an opportunity to grab health if you need health. I do recommend grabbing health, or at least have some health before doing this fight. Okay, so here's the deal with this fight. It's really dumb. You have to wait for certain animations, and then you have to shoot Hans in the head. Ideally, you get the one where he tilts his head. I always find that to be more reliable. And you have to do this twice for each one of these. What? Okay. That was wild. Yeah, so you really if you shoot Holly once, it's GG. That's it. If you get too close, he also murders her. But you have to get him twice. Yeah, Hans Gruber. So here's really important. You want to make quick saves here because the game tracks how close you are to him, just probably based on like an absolute distance. And so the level wraps around up here, right up here. And so you don't want to get too close when he's going past here because otherwise he will kill her, even though you have to walk around the wall. Hans Gruber doesn't know that. Hans Gruber doesn't know how walls work. And you have to wait for him to get up here. And then you have to hit him twice again up here. And then when you hit him twice, he falls out. And then once the cutscene starts, that's time. So, hooray! Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza. A speedrun for everyone.